defined by using style attribute. So syntactically like this, we have style is equal to attribute colon value. What is problem with this? What is faster in rendering? They are faster in rendering. Second important, what is issue here is cannot reuse the styles. Cannot reuse the styles. We cannot reuse the styles. If I want same styles for something else, then it is not possible. We cannot reuse the styles. That is problem with inline. So what is the second best technique we can use? Embedded. Embedded embedded styles point I already explained. Styles are defined by using style tag, in head or body. In head or body. What is good here is you can reuse. You can reuse, but slow in rendering. Yesterday I showed you the speed also, slow in rendering. Now here syntactically, here I am defining a head section and style, and I am writing some effects we can write there and close in the head section. That is just syntax one. So what is good about embedded styles is reusability will be there. So problem here is slow. They are not faster. So here some important questions are there while using embedded. First question asked is means the frequently asked questions in interviews is first question is what is difference between styles in head and in body, head or body, head or body. That means you can keep the styles in head section, you can keep the styles in body section. What is difference? So when to use head, when to use body, and which one is best? These type of questions are very commonly asked. So I will show you the point here. So how we can handle that? One simple example, let's see. Now here I will open our project, our full stack app. Yeah. Now here, when you are writing the styles, I will remove inline. We have HTML, we have CSS like topic, and the JavaScript like topics are there. Okay. Now see, I am writing the style in head section, and I am saying heading 1, background color red, so and color white, and text align center. I given this. Now you see when I run, it will work and it will display those effects here. That's working fine. Now what I will do, I will go remove from head section, keep in body section, and we will apply some color blue and save and see. That is also working. Now the question is, what is difference? What is the difference? Where we have to keep it correctly? Actually, difference between styles in head and body section is nothing but styles in head section are intended to load into browser memory first. They are intended to load into browser memory first. So from there from there you can apply to elements. From there you can apply to elements. That is head section. So sometimes we don't want styles to immediately apply. We want styles to load into memory and wait. Whenever required, we can access and apply them and use them. So we don't want styles to immediately apply. For example, you see here, I am writing some hash heading. Now these styles are not applied. When to apply, I will decide. I will call it and I will apply that ID, and then it will work. Until that moment where these are present in the memory. They need to be present in the memory. Actually now they are not in the memory, directly loaded into body. It will make the body section heavy. It will make the body section heavy, contents heavy, page becomes heavy. So to reduce this, what we do, we put this in the head. That means we put in the head section, then whenever we want, we can access and use in the body section. What are IDs, classes, everything we are going to learn today. We will discuss them. But first point is, when we recommend to keep the styles in head section. When we don't want the styles to work immediately, we want the styles to load into memory and ready. Whenever we want, we can apply. Remember, we can not only apply with CSS, we can apply styles using JavaScript, jQuery. That means we can write logic in such a way that when user clicks the button, the styles are applied. When user selects a checkbox, the styles are applied. So that you can do by using the styles in head section. Now when to use styles in body section? Styles in body section are intended to load and apply to elements directly. So load and apply to elements directly. That means we want some effects to directly apply when page is loading. That means while page is loading, some effects need to be applied immediately. We don't want to wait. Then we can write in the body. So depending on situation, for example, see, suppose you can write in both locations. You can write in head section, you can write in body. Suppose in head section I am giving h1, and it will apply these colors. So it is working. Now see here, I am using the another style. In this style, I am using body. So body, for body, I am giving some background color, some black, like this. It will use both of them. That means style in head is also working, style in body also working. We can write in both locations. Two we can write. One style in head, one style in body you can write. That means the styles in body, they will immediately apply, but styles in head, they will first load into memory. From the memory they are used. And you can have styles in both head and body section. That means another question asked is, can we define styles? Can we define styles in both sections? In both sections. In both sections. Answer is yes. Rules I will tell. Rules we will discuss in the next level. Rules means if I write same styles in both location, which one will work? That we can decide. That later we will discuss. Those are also important. So what is difference between styles in head section and styles in body section? Styles in head section are meant for loading into memory. Styles in body section are meant for directly applying. Can we write in both sections? Yes. One in head, one in body. Anyone you can write, both you can write. But in real time projects, you will see several senior people. So you can keep styles outside HTML. But this is never recommended to fresher like people. That means if you are learning technologies, generally some points are very important. That means, for example, you are joining some photography course. When you are joining photography course and you are learning from a photography expert, then he will take one photo with some special effect. He taken some photo, and you are learning, and you are just newcomer. You are learning photography, and you asked him how to take this photo. How you taken this photo? It's very good, sir. Lighting is very good. How you taken this photo? Then he will say that in experience you will learn. He will not try to explain what he has done. Why he will not try to explain what he has done? Because it is not one concept. Lot of things are involved in it, and you can't understand at beginning level. You can't understand. So that means they cannot explain those points until or unless you gain experience. You will learn it. Once you get experience, you will know it. Automatically you will know it. Okay, this side, this place, we have to do like this. Software also same like that. You will learn here programming in a approach traditional approach. But in reality, some changes will be there. Experts have different shortcuts. Those shortcuts will confuse you as developers. Another best example I will give. It's simple for you. Actually, suppose you can understand English. You are listening to my class. You can understand English and you can know that concepts what I am talking to you. Now, why you need subtitles for English movies if you can understand English? Can you understand their English? Can you understand the dialogues? You can understand English, na? That is also English. That is also English. Then why can't you understand that English clearly? Any reason? Lot of reasons are there. So I will tell you, because this is related to the concept. The concept is very simple. Those people who are speaking English in English movie, that is their native language, like mother tongue. That is their native language. In that case, in their mother tongue, when they are speaking something, they use lot of shortcuts. For example, so somebody from North India, he is speaking Hindi, and somebody here learnt Hindi, and he tries to speak from with a North Indian friend the Hindi. You can easily identify. And these people who are speaking Hindi, they have some shortcuts. For example, in English, our English actors, means our Indian English actors, that means Indian actors acting in English movies, they will say, I am going to kill you. Means that is their dialogue. I am going to kill you. This is Indian Bollywood actor English dialogue. And Hollywood actor dialogue is am. That is his English. I'm gonna kill you. That is his English. That is shortcut. That means he will not say, I am going to kill you. By the time he will kill. That's very lengthy. That's very lengthy. But concept is same. That means he is speaking this. This is given subtitles. This is given subtitles because that is his language. his mother tongue, he will speak in shortcuts only. He will not speak like book English. I am going to kill you, I will come there now. It will not happen. This is very shortcuts. You call it as accent, that means English accent, so or some other accent, right? That is their native concept. Now in software development, for experienced people, software programming is like native language. They do lot of shortcut things, and they will not tell you why they are doing that, because they are not traditionally good, but they are using it because they know that they will work fine for that situation. For example, see, now why I explained this point is, see, as a experienced developer, I will remove the style. Suppose I will remove the style from head section and keep completely outside HTML and change this color to green something, and completely outside HTML, and you see it is working fine. Outside HTML it is working fine, and when you keep outside HTML, it is faster than head and body. It is faster than head and body section. Outside HTML means it is faster because there is no scope restriction. Now it is faster. For example, you may heard that, so some Google have data centers. Google have data center. Google data center is the location where they keep the data and provide to us. And some Google data centers are in Dublin, Ireland. Some data centers are in China for Asian countries, like that. But some Google have sent data center into space. They sent data center into space. They have Google have data center in space. Now very much confused why they have data in space. If data is in space, then what is the point? If data is in space, there is no geolocation barriers. There is no geolocation barriers. It can provide to any location easy. That makes data not having the barriers of geolocations, geographical location, because it is in space now. That means now when you keep the content outside, there is no barriers for this. Due to this, lot of problems will come. Problems will come. Compulsory problems will come. Who knows those problems? The person who is expert. The person who is expert, he knows that for this situation, this will cause problem. So he will not write outside. For another situation, it will not cause problem. Then he will put outside. That means you will see in several real-time projects, styles are written outside page. And that is done by experienced people. And you go and ask your team lead or project lead that why you are writing outside. He will give only one answer, that later you will get through experience. He will not try to explain why, but one point he will tell that it is speed, fast. And as a fresher, if you ask, do you want me to write outside, then he will say no, you write in head or body. You don't try this. Why? Because this will misbehave when it goes to different situations. I know the situations, that's the reason I am writing it. So this is not official, but it is used. Officially, in any book, in any website, people will tell you only two locations. Style can be in head section or style can be in body. But unofficially, you can keep outside, it will perform faster. It will perform faster, right? That is important. This is the concept, how we can keep the styles, where to keep the styles. That is one point. So we can keep the styles in the head section, we can keep the styles in body, or we can keep the style outside HTML. That is one thing. Another important point is you have to know what is the MIME type for styles. This is again important. What is the MIME type for styles? Why it is important? Because when you are writing styles, generally MIME type, I already told you, if you remembered, image concept. I told you image /jpg is a MIME type, and extensions I told you. Suppose generally when you are writing styles, you are writing a curly brace, that is a block, start and stop. Now the problem here is this is used even for script. This block is used even for script. This block is used for styles. Now browsers should not confuse whether it is style code or script code. That means it's very important for a browser to understand correctly whether it is style code or it is a script code or something else. Which is style, which script code, we have to tell clearly that. That is the reason it is very good and very important to tell the MIME type. And how to tell the MIME type? You have to tell the MIME type by using here in the style, we have to write type as text slash CSS. Without this also it is working, but you should write this for real world projects. Every time when you write style, it is mandatory that you mention the MIME type. Otherwise, some options will not work properly. Browser cannot recognize them properly. We should not take chance when you are working for real world development. When you are designing a website for real world development, you should take all the precautions. You should design as per the standards. You cannot ignore anything because it is not important. Even if it is not important, as per standards it is required, you have to write it. You have to write it. So the point is here, how we can define the MIME type. What is the MIME type? MIME type is text slash CSS. How do we write syntactically? We write like this. When you write style, we have to define the type. Type as what? Text slash CSS. We have to define this. This is important. This is important. That means how you are configuring the style and how you are defining the style. So what is the MIME type for styles? The MIME type for style is text slash CSS. That is the MIME type for that. And it is very important wherever you write. Another important is, remember, these are all currently we are discussing under embedded. Currently, while writing embedded, so many other points are there. Another question here is, what is the media type? Media type for styles. What is the media type for styles? Actually, media type can be three things. One is screen, another print, and another is speech. Media type can be screen, print, and speech. This is very important. Why it is important? Because, for example, we are designing some ticket. That means online they booked some bus ticket or train ticket, and we are designing a ticket. On screen we will show the ticket, and on screen when we show ticket, because it is screen, on screen you can put blinking effects, rotating effects, sliding effects. You can put colors changing. When I print the ticket, all these will come? No. Then printing will disturb. That means because you have a lot of animations, effects, and colors, so sometimes when you print them, printer cannot recognize and all these, and cannot print these on paper. That means now you have to be very careful. You have to design in such a way that in printing it will be different, on screen it will be different. In printing we don't want some to print, on screen we want to display. So on screen it should display, when printing we don't want to display. We don't want to display, right? For example, suppose, see here, display, colors, everything, right? See here how we can define the media type. Suppose I am giving these effects, color green and all, alignments and all, I am defining these effects. These effects are available for screen. By default it is available for screen. These are available for screen, but when I go to print out, I should not get all these. Means I don't want this in printout, I don't want, then you can do one thing. So here you can define extra attribute media. Media is equal to screen. Okay, now write another style here. We have to write another style. There are other techniques also, I will tell you. I will write another style here. In this style we will write here type text slash css, and here I will put media as print media, and in that heading 1 background color should be black, and color should be white. Text align should be left, not center. That's how we want to display. For example, here there is some aside is suppose advertisements, ads is there, and actually on screen when you are displaying here aside is there with suppose width as 100 pixel, height as some 50 pixel, and border as 2 pixels solid or say dotted, like this red color we are having, and padding as 5 pixel. This is aside is displayed, advertisement is displayed, and what I will do here is one more option. We don't want to print it in the printout. In the printout what I will do is I will write aside display as none. That means while printing that advertisement will not print. That means now you see currently you are watching on screen, advertisements are there and this content is there. Let's open printing properties, control P. When I open control P in printing, you can see its appearance is different. Now in printing, advertisement will not come. In printing, the colors will not come. Remember, printer have an option to print color or black and white, but printer will not control hiding of contents. They will not control placement of contents, alignment of contents. They will control colors. Even there is a color content, you can print in black and white. You have that option in printer settings. But in printer settings, you will not have an option of which content you want to show, which content should not show, which content alignment should be. All these we have to write. That means we write styles for printer, we write styles for screens. We can even write the style for speech also. But this speech is used by screen narrators. You know screen narrators. Screen narrator means in Windows and in your mobiles, screen narrators will be there. Screen narrator, if you turn on, it will read what is there on the screen and it will speak loud. Then in the screen narrators, some contents I don't want to read, then you can put that through speech. In speech you remove that and define, and automatically it will not read that in speech. That is related to speech devices, right? When you are working with them, initially you can try these two, what is screen and what is print. Screen and print, that is very important. So media type can be defined like this syntactically. We have to define style type is equal to text slash css, and media is equal to, we have to define like print or screen like things, we have to define style. This is option, and one example I will paste this example. This is the example, I will copy and paste this example for you. This is the example of the print and screen, how they are defined, right? This is all while working with embedded. While writing the styles embedded, so many points are there. First point means these are all questions. In interviews for fresher, these are all questions. Like, what is difference between writing in head and body? Which one is best? There is nothing like which one is best. Both are required depending on situation. So when to write in head, when to write in body. What is the mime type and what is the media type? So mime type and media type, these two are very important. So, okay, this is fine. Now, what is the problem in this embedded? What are the limitations? Already we learned that it is slow. Not only slow, you cannot, you cannot, you cannot access embedded styles from another page. That means you write styles embedded, they will be only for that page. Suppose in a website, we have 5 pages. In every page, heading should be same. In every page, heading should be same. In every page, colors should be same. Font should be same. That means we want to use the styles of one page in another page, which is not possible. So for that, we have to use the third technique. What is the third techniques? So external style sheets. External style sheets. We generally call them as cascading style sheets. Cascading style sheets. What is the meaning of the word cascade? What is the meaning of the word cascade? Cascade style sheets. What is the meaning of the word cascade? It's a general English term actually. Cascade is a very general English term. For example, see, suppose this is a notepad, okay, and this is browser, okay, and this is Visual Studio Code, okay. Now observe carefully. In my taskbar, I right click in the taskbar. There is an option Cascade Windows. There is an option Cascade Windows. Do you know it? You never used it. So there is the word cascade here. Now CSS is Cascade Style Sheets. Here it is Cascade Windows. Cascade Windows, let's select and see what will happen. You will see that windows will be arranged like this. This is a cascade arrangement. Cascade is a type of arrangement. Cascading is a type of arrangement. Now tell me, what is specialty about this arrangement? What is the specialty about this arrangement? It looks beautiful. Then the advantage of this type of arrangement is from the foreground, you can see what are running in background. And you can switch to that background easily, right? That means from the foreground, you can see what are running in the background. And you can switch to them easily. That means you don't need to go to the back. So you can bring it forward. I hope you know you can use Alt Tab. You know Alt Tab, right? You can switch between Alt Tab is switch between cascading windows. It is cascading between windows. We can switch between them. So cascade is a type of arrangement. What does this means actually? I will tell you a simple point here. Means what does that means actually? Suppose we have some here. So we have suppose a style sheet. Suppose we have a style sheet. We have a style sheet and we are writing some styles here. Style sheet is there. And in this style sheet, we are writing some styles. In the style sheet, we are writing the styles and defining them. Some styles are defined and configured in a style sheet. Now we have means styles are maintained in a separate style sheet. We have separate pages, like I have a home page. So like I have a contact page. And you can see that this is the pages. These are the pages. We have the home page and we have the contact page like this. These are the pages. Now what happens is I want these pages to use that. Generally here, yeah, I will use that cascade. Okay. Now you see here, I'm selecting that. I'm choosing it here. Select transparent. Yeah. I'm making this I'm making this here available. I will cascade this. That means we will simply cascade it. Okay, we will select this. See, we will simply cascade this on this style sheet. That means what happens when you cascade, what will happen? The styles are present in the background but visible through foreground. That means you can see those styles working in home, but they are not in home. They are behind. They are behind in a separate sheet. That means what is advantage of this? Now any page can cascade over that sheet. Am I right? Any page can cascade over the sheet. Any page can use that cascade. At a time, they all can use. At a time, all can cascade separately. What is advantage of this? What is the advantage of external style sheet? That means what is the technique here? Styles are maintained in a separate style sheet. Styles are maintained in a separate style sheet. So what is the point about maintaining in a separate style sheet? So clean separation of markup and styles, clean separation of markup and styles, and reusability across pages. You can access and use from any page. Reusability across pages. So separation and across pages you can access, but problem is there. What is problem in this again is using an external style sheet will increase the number of requests for page, will increase the number of requests for page. If number of requests per page, number of requests for page increases, then page load time will increase. Then page load time will increase. Then page load time will increase. This is problem. That is the reason unnecessarily we cannot use style sheet. Unnecessarily we cannot use style sheet. So nobody can ask you a question like which one is best out of 3. If any one is best out of 3, why 3 techniques are provided? So for example, if you are a sportsman, right? So you know cricket or sportsman, right? Then if anyone asks like which shot is the best shot, cover drive is the best shot, how you will say? He will decide according to that ball and the situation which is the best for it. You cannot say that in cricket this is the best shot, right? That depends on situation. That means you cannot say that this is the best out of all, right? Because everyone have their own issues and everyone don't suit to the situation. That means I don't need a style sheet if I don't want to use across pages. Some styles only for that page, then why I need a style sheet? Using a style sheet will increase the number of requests and the page load time. Unnecessarily we cannot increase the page load time. You see now how to maintain style sheets. And so point here is example C. First we have to create a new style sheet. Style sheet will have some effects .css. Style sheets will have the extension .css. Okay, let's go and open our project. In this project I will open this is the public folder. I will go to here in the folders location. I will go to the src folder, because I told you, if you remembered, src contained dynamic files, styles, scripts, everything we keep here. I will create a separate folder in src by name styles. That's good, because later scripts also will come, right? We will keep separately. So in src there can be styles, there can be scripts. So that is the reason. So not in styles, in src. Yeah, in src I'm creating a folder. This is scripts. That means now two folders are there, styles and scripts. Currently in styles we will add a new file. What is it? The file name is effects.css. I will use effects.css. Okay, now let's go to this and let's write the styles here. Here we need to just write the styles. That means heading 1, I will say background color as suppose tomato, some color as some white, text align as center. Like this I given some options. Okay, now I will remove the styles here. I will remove the styles from the head section and all. I will remove the styles here. Everything is removed. Just we are having some headings. Okay, we are having some headings. Everything is removed from there. We are just having some headings. Now you can see in the page currently effects are not working, it's plain. We will do one thing. Now let's go to inspect. So the inspect options, and in the inspect we will go to the network category. Okay, in the network category, this is the network category we have. And what we will do is keep this, and the style sheet we created, we have to link the style sheet, you know already, because we learned bootstrap and all how to link the style sheet. Link relation is equal to style sheet, and href is equal to dot dot slash, in that src, in that styles, in that effects.css. And here also type is the text slash what, css. All these days we were not using because we haven't learned it perfectly. Right now we are doing it. Okay, type is text css. By default media type will be all. That means for all means for printer, for screen, for speech, for everyone same. If you want to specific, then you can keep media also, you can define. As of now this is okay. We linked the style sheet. Let's refresh the page and see, and you can see this is the page. And observe here, for example, it has taken some time here, 51 milliseconds it taken. And observe carefully here, one more thing you need to observe is, you see three requests are there. Three requests are there. One request is to HTML file, another request is to CSS file, another request is to server. For server we don't care, leave it, right? That is default. So that means for page how many requests are happening? 2. Okay, now let's do the same here. Now what I will do here is I will remove the styles from here. I will remove the styles from here. And after that, I will bring here, I will put a style tag, and I will write the same styles here. This time, the styles are embedded. The styles are embedded, not in external style sheet. The styles are embedded, and you see now the time is 47 milliseconds. 47 milliseconds. And very important, now the number of requests, you see 2 requests only. Number of requests are increasing, page load time will increase. And remember, one CSS file is not enough. Sometimes we need 4, 5, 10, 20 CSS files. Suppose you have seen bootstrap icons, one CSS, bootstrap another CSS. Like that, for every effects we need separate CSS files. Then it will take more time. So unnecessarily, you may be thinking like only 1-2 milliseconds, right? Even 1 millisecond is changing, then I will implement that technique. Because here every milliseconds matters when it goes into online traffic. When it goes into online traffic, that 1 millisecond may affect even half minute. And if any page is taking time in loading, nobody will show interest in your website, nobody will visit website again second time, right? Performance is very important for websites. That means as a developer, when you are writing the logic, functionality is important, and performance is important. If it is not performing well, then you cannot use it. That means people will not show any interest in this. For example, you see, suppose you are doing some shopping, and you go to Amazon, it is loading slow, you will change it to Flipkart. You will not stick to Amazon, right? Why? Because it is taking time. Okay, let it take it time, I will take to another thing. That is the reason. So you cannot afford, so even 1 millisecond also, 1 millisecond difference also we will implement, right? That is important. So what is here to configure? Create a style sheet. After creating the style sheet, what we have to do? We need to use, add the styles into the style sheet, some heading. I'll just copy that. We are adding the styles into this. I will copy that styles here, then link the style sheet to any page that you know how to do. I will just remove this now, remove this, and I will use link relation is equal to style sheet href is equal to src styles, depending on where you kept it. Type is equal to text slash cs. You can write anyone anywhere. Order is not important, already you know. That means href first, type first, anything you can write. You have to just put this here. And again, where you link, in head section or body section or outside, again same concept. You can link in head section, you can link in body section, you can link outside also. This is okay. That means you learned 3 techniques. What is the advantage of this? In another page, I want same effects, I have to link this style sheet. What is advantage? If I make change in the style sheet, it will affect to every page. It will affect to every page. But here very important is, you cannot use these CSS files directly in real time development. You cannot use these CSS files directly in real time development because they occupy more space in memory. In real time development, we can use it, but finally, while publishing the projects, we cannot use these files. For that, you need to learn a concept called, you need to know, the frequently asked question is, what is minification? What is minification? This is very important. As a web developer, you should know that for project development, we have to use different kinds of code for different situations actually. For example, what is minification? Minification is nothing but, it is a technique. It is a technique used to reduce the file size. It is a technique used to reduce the file size. It is not zip or rar file. Zip or rar file. So that means it is not zip files. That means if I ask how to reduce size of file, immediately people give, we will zip the file. Zipped files, rar files cannot be used for web development. For development, you cannot use zip files. Then how you can reduce the file size without zip? For that, we use this concept called minification. Minification is nothing but, it is a coding technique. For example, I will show you a simple example. For example, we are writing some logic like this. If we are writing some logic like this, if condition, 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 okay, and here we say true statement, okay, else we have false statement. False statement. Like this I am writing. Now, when you are writing like this, so I can write this code like this also. I can write a condition, question mark, true statement, and colon, false statement. That is same. Both are same. Now here you are writing, here you are writing the 6, 7, 8 lines code, and here you are doing the same with one line. That means now 7 lines, 8 lines code is in just one line. This will reduce the size of file. This will reduce the size of file. Removing unnecessary spaces, removing unnecessary code blocks, and making the code in a shortcut technique. Right? This is what we call as minification. Minification. That means we have shortcut techniques for the code. Then if you ask your developer to write minified code, shortcut code, then it will take so much time. It's very hard. Why it is hard? Because for every concept he need to think shortcuts now. That is difficult, time consuming process. That is the reason for this we have special softwares. What those softwares will do is they will minify and give to you. You just use them. That means what we do is, I will show you now. This is the code, and observe carefully. I am currently using effects.css. Effects.css is working fine. Close, it is working fine. And see here, this effects.css open in Explorer and right click and open properties. You see it is occupying 81 bytes. Okay, let's go to, keep it like this. Let's go to any online. Actually, you can download softwares for minification, which I will teach you later. Downloading not required. You can go online. You can search for cssminifier.com. We have a website, CSS Minifier. In this website, what I am doing is, in this website, I will put my original CSS code. The original CSS code is here. Let's go copy this. Copy that CSS code and paste it. And click this minify button. It will compress the code and give it to you. That means now that 4-5 lines is converted into single line code. Now what we do is, we can copy this code. We can copy that code, go to the project and create another style sheet. And for this we will give effects.min.css. We will use just extension CSS only. Min is the word to tell that it is minified, and we will paste that code here. Now observe carefully. Now you have 2 files in the project. Now right click on minified file and see the size properties. It is 56 bytes only. 30% size of CSS is reduced. In real-time projects, we use thousands of lines code. And if you directly use as it is, it will occupy a lot of space in memory. Then we have to compress and use it. Now, this is called minification. And how I done that minification? By using online tool. You can download separate softwares for that and use them. Later, I will show you. Not required. As of now, you can just copy code, paste there and use it. Now, the point here is, so for what is the advantage of minification? The advantage of minification, it will reduce the size of the file. Size of the file. But very important is, a developer is given with both files. We will have effects.css. We will have effects.min.css. Min.css. Observe carefully now. I am going to this file, remove this CSS just roughly. And you see currently styles are not working. Now I will apply effects.min.css. And you can see that the styles are working fine. Styles are working fine, but it will reduce the file size. But a developer in real time project is given with both files. He's given with both files. Why? Because you cannot use this minified file in development. Why I cannot use in development? Because it is compressed file. If it is a compressed file, any error occurred, I cannot track the location of error. Because for a developer, tracking error location is important. If it is compressed code, how it will track? So as a developer, while designing application, we use this code. This is for development. After development, this is used for production. What is meant by production? I told you na, we have product sandbox, development, quality, production like environments in real time. So first we design application in development server. After that we will send to quality, from quality to production. Production means it is live. Production means it is live. That means in real time projects, entire software development, in real time projects, entire software development happens in few servers. We actually have 4 servers. Generally we have 4 servers. In real time project development, we will have 4 servers actually. One is sandbox server. One is sandbox server. Another one is development sandbox, or people call as golden server also. We have development server. We have development server. We have quality server, and we have production server. We have production server. We have sandbox, development, quality, and production servers. Actually what happens is, sandbox server contain all the library. As a developer, we build application in development server. After building the application in development server, what we do is, we move this application to quality server. In quality server, testing will happen. After testing, we move this to production server. This production server is given to our clients. Our clients will be using the application here. That means our clients will be using the application here. So this is the production server. Our clients will be using the application here. From there, they are accessing and using that application. And if they want any change in the application, we don't do changes in production, because that is being already used by business. What we do, we again take this application to development, from their qualities and their production. And very important is, when application is moving from development to production, lot of changes will happen in the code also. The same code is not given there, because code is little different. That is the reason people, as a suppose you are a Java or .NET like developers. Just example I am giving: Java developer, .NET developer, PHP full stack developer. We have 2 roles actually. We have a developer role and we have a consultant role. Java developer, Java consultant. Java consultant is more than Java developer. Why? Because a Java consultant means he will be working in the production level. In the production level, he will be working. That means if client gets any issues, we have to resolve. That means, for example, suppose I asked you that to do this work, some problem came. For example, some button is not working. You say after 2 days we will do and submit. It cannot happen. The business is running. If you don't address that issue, it will stop, and crores of rupees loss. For example, you know that. So example, Facebook. Just 1 or 2 months back, WhatsApp stopped for 4 hours. That was late midnight, right? During the late midnight hours, it stopped for 4 hours. And it stopped for 4 hours. The CEO of Facebook slipped 4 places down in the world's richest persons list. Just 4 hours. Just 4 hours. That means 4 hours WhatsApp not working. What will happen? What will happen? He has more than 500, 5,000 or 6,000 crores loss. Just in 4 hours, 4,000 or 5,000 crores loss. That's it. That is the point. That means you cannot imagine that applications stop for few minutes also. Minutes also, if they are very big commercial applications. If Amazon stops for 5 minutes, just example, 5 minutes Amazon not working, then in that 5 minutes worldwide, how many people have stopped placing order? At least 1 million people stopped placing order, 100 rupees order. Then how much? That is the calculation. And production people working in production, they have to address these type of issues immediately. That means they must be genius in the technology, not good in the technology, genius in the technology, because they have to address those issues immediate, because business stops. And in production support, if you are unable to address the issues of client, then client will escalate issues. Client will say that this person is unable to solve my issues. 2 3 issues are escalated on you, you are kicked out of company. That is the reason production support is very, very complex. That is the reason even 10 years experienced person sometimes will be still working as a developer only. Company says that will you go to production, he will say no sir, I will not. I will retire here only my life. Why? Because consultant means they have challenging role, but everybody are not into that challenging roles, because that is very high pressure, very complex, but the pay scales are very high. Java developer, how much he gets? Double or triple that a consultant gets. Right? That is the point actually. That means the code also changes from development to production. Little different. In production, you cannot use the development code. So what is difference between these two files? One file is for development, another file is for production. Why I cannot use minified file in development? Because we cannot easily track the errors, error locations. We can track errors, errors will come, but location is unable to find. So that is very important. That is the problem with this, right? So why we cannot use this code in production? Because it is heavy, it is too large, we have to reduce it. That is the reason, if you have observed in our project, when you downloaded bootstrap, you downloaded bootstrap na? When you downloaded bootstrap, it is copied into node modules. Go to bootstrap dist css folder, you see they given lot of minified files. You used bootstrap.css na? You used bootstrap.css, but there is bootstrap min.css also. You can use this also for bootstrap, but you are using this because currently you are in development. Once you are giving this project finally to live, then we should remove that original css and put minified. Means both contains same things but size reduced. You observe here bootstrap.css, this file contains approximately 11,000 lines code. 11,000 lines code is there, right? And bootstrap min.css, it contains, you can see everything is wrapped into 5 6 lines. It is wrapped into 6 lines code. It is wrapped into 6 lines code. So that is minification, but functionality will be same. Functionality will be same. So as a developer, while working with css, you have to know this word minification. How to do this? I will give you a concept. What you have to do: first, visit www.cssminifier.com. It is a website. Then what we have to do: copy, paste your actual css code. Then what you have to do: click minify. You have to click minify button. After that, you have to copy minified code. After copying minified code, so add a new file into project. What should be the file name? fx.min.css. You have to do that. And after that, link minified file. Link minified file to your page. That's what you have to do. This is the process you need to follow. Now, if anybody asked you a question like, can we edit minified files directly? Because I want to change color, then can I edit the minified file directly? Yes, you can. You can edit, but you should not disturb, right? Disturb the minified logic. If you are not disturbing the minified logic and you are making changes, it's okay. It will be, you can do so, but not recommended. So what you do, any change you have to do in your original file. After doing that, every time you have to go to software, compress that, and again use the new code. So if you have a tool, it can update automatically. Those tools I will tell you later. But while working with CSS, you have to know all these points. That means now styles can be used in 3 ways: inline styles, embedded styles, external style sheets. Now, which one is best? We decide according to situation. We know the drawbacks of everything. Now, once we know this, we have to learn the rules for this. Means if I write external, inline, and embedded, which one will work? What is the priority levels? How they are going to handle and work? This we have to understand. Rules and how to write CSS. That we'll see tomorrow. Right, in tomorrow's session, up to this you practice. I will upload all this. Same like HTML, for CSS also I will upload the code. For CSS also I will upload the code. Same like HTML, one document I will upload, right? And all the classroom notes, you practice that. Then tomorrow we can continue with this, okay? Right.